Hey yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Tylarious, aka Ty Killington. Yeah, man. All right. So today's video, we are going over the podium vehicle for this week, and this week's podium vehicle is the Karin Sultan Classic. All right, awesome car. This video will be talking about the customization, the performance, and whether or not you should purchase this vehicle if you cannot win it by spinning the wheel in the casino. You can find the Karin Sultan Classic in southern San Andreas for $1,288,500. That's pretty high for a Nissan, Honda slash Subaru style kind of car, right? But that's just the way it is in Los Santos these days. But anyways, though, yeah, the car's got some decent customization. Got a couple different bumper options right here. You can check those out. Take a look at those. Nothing wrong with that. The more customization for me, I love it. I don't even care if some of the lights don't work on the bumpers. I don't care anymore. I used to. Nah, I still care. I think that's pretty trashy, but whatever. No big deal. So you got some cool bumpers there. For the rear bumpers, you have several different options as well. And this really does. I like this because you've got the cutouts. It's if anyone's ever tricked out a ricer before, you buy like a body kit, right? You can get them for pretty cheap, just like the regular bolt-on ones, and they'll have the pre-cut exhausts. And I remember driving down the road and seeing so many people have those pre-cut exhaust little holes right there, but they only had one exhaust pipe. It's really funny. So I did kind of like that, where you've only got one exhaust option that gives you dual, but every single bumper has a dual cutout. That's just so funny to me, I think. But yeah. So 16 different hood options. That's pretty cool. Of course, you have your sticker bomb, right? You have your primary, your secondary, you have your carbon option as well. But you have some really cool looks that go along with this car. I like the GT hood. It makes it look kind of like, like a Subaru, like a WRX. And that's kind of the look I was wanting to go for with this vehicle. It sounds like a Subaru. If you've ever heard somebody that has like a WRX, a Subaru, it's got that real throaty V6 sound to it. That whoa, it's kind of got that. I just growl. Anyways, but yeah, it's got like that kind of sound to it. I'm sure I'm gonna get flamed in the comments for that. Anyways, though, the liveries, I love the liveries. The shopping list is my favorite. You got to have that, right? Or you have the shopping list on the side of your door there of all the companies that you've used to modify your vehicle with the tires, the body kit, all that stuff. The company of the place that did your paint, you put that on there. All that stuff, right? That's what you do. I think that's pretty cool. I love that. So that's very, very, mid 2000s right there. Early 2000s, mid 2000s. When did Fast and the Furious come out? When was the first one? Somebody let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, when the first Fast and the Furious movie came out, that's all you saw was little hatchback Hondas and little Preludes out there and Acura Integras and RSXs. Yeah, everybody was on that, riding that train for sure. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, it definitely brings back some vibes from those days. So with the roof accessories, got a couple of cool options. You can go on vacation if you'd like with some of the roof options. You got the scoops on there. I like that. If you want to sell it, you're looking at close to $1 million to sell the car. The tuner skirts, of course, you have a couple options with those. It's always good to have the skirts, right? Oh my God. Spoiler options, 17 different spoiler options. However, I like to keep mine minimal. I don't like the big wings. And fortunately, this car does a very good job with that. They didn't add all those crazy ass spoilers on there. You just have your traditional, performance, your GT wings, and then you have like the ducktail. I like that one. I like to keep it very, very minimal on the car itself. But that looks good though. All the none of these spoilers you can go bad with, and they do help out a little bit with the traction. So keep that in mind if you want to be competitive with these with these cars, if you want to go race with them. Now the suspension is a little weird. This is one of the cars that you can camber all the way out like so with the competition. I don't recommend doing that. With some of these cars, the cambered out suspension helps them, and with some of them it does not help them. And actually I find with some of the cars that you slam all the way down like that with this particular camber option, you bottom out too easily and it forces your car to spin out when you hit a bump. So I just kept mine in the middle. I feel like that definitely helps out with the racing. You don't spin out as easily because your car does bottom out pretty quick when you're that close and you go through, you're driving down the road, there's dips and curbs and things like that, and it can force you to have some issues with the handling. As always, you got the limo tent window, or just keep it regular clear. No big deal. You got some cool window spoiler options. Nothing wrong with that, right? I like that. It actually looks pretty good. Some of them look real nice, actually, so check those out. It is a 4-door. The motor looks nice. It's not that 2D, copy paste. It actually has some dimension to it. So it's a nice looking engine in there with a little dual twin turbo setup. It is all-wheel drive. It's got a lot of power to the front tires, which I like that. So it's a good vehicle to kind of, just go messing around with. It's a good rally style car. Of course, it's got kind of that Subaru vibe to it, right? And they're all-wheel drive as well. Let's talk about the performance. So the Karin Sultan, it is all-wheel drive. The performance is kind of, Jekyll and Hyde with this car. Top speed is actually pretty bad. 124. It is in the sports class category. So, there's about 40 cars that are going to be faster than this one. Around a track, it does do better. However, this is kind of a tricky car to drive. It has the all-wheel drive, with the tires, and the power goes pretty much evenly to front and back, but it does cause a little bit of understeer because of that. Because you have power going to the front tires as well, it does cause that effect. So keep that in mind, okay? And around a track, it is good if you have a small track and not a lot of laps. It'll be very, very good. However, it just doesn't have that raw power to get it out of the turns and the corners to, be competitive with the top dogs in the sports class. Awesome car. I do not recommend it for performance or for racing. It's okay. It's okay. But it's not going to be a top tier vehicle. It's just a collector's vehicle. So if you don't win this on the wheel, you don't have to go out there and buy it. It's not too bad. I joke about the price earlier. It's not too terribly bad, but it's definitely going to be a luxury item. It's definitely going to be a vehicle that you will just want to add to your collection. All right. So I hope you enjoyed the video. That's it for the Podium Vehicle review on the Karin Sultan Classic. It is a really cool car. It is fun. And like I said, if you have the money, go for it. It'll be cool to kind of, drive around with it for a week or two. But again, for performance-wise, it's not going to be there. It's just, it's decent. If you race with other Karin Sultan Classics, it'll be very, very fun. But you have to have a controlled lobby to do that. So anyways, all right, guys, thank you so much for coming to the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you drop a like. Subscribe to my channel if you are new for the illest and realest content in the game. Smash that like button. We'll see you guys in the next one, all right? Peace out. Yeah.